Okay, hello and welcome to Jeremy's Garden. I'm Jeremy, and if you haven't done so already, get out, dig in, and feel your worries melt away. I'm in my kitchen today. It's been really interesting trying to figure out how to get a good camera angle in my kitchen. The camera mounting hardware that I have, as adjustable as it is not really designed to be working in here at all. So please bear with me for this one. I have here some snap peas. Now, essentially, when you get your snap peas, you're going to have, this is where it come off the vine there. You're just going to want to kind of grab it and get it to peel, but then you'll see it'll actually pull a little strip off. So we're going to want to do that. I guess I should get my garbage can over there so I can put them in there. Basically, you can eat this bit, but it's a little stringy, so I always just take off whatever I can. Now, obviously, you can cook these peas all by themselves, or you can actually physically remove the peas individually, if that so is your choice. We, for the moment, are going to simply take a few of these peas and get them ready to put into some freezer bags, because we are going to freeze them. Now, down the road, whether we just want the actual individual peas by themselves, just by splitting them open and taking them out, the actual pea pod itself is quite delicious. You can do some stir fry just with the pea pod and add it to some stir fry, and you still get the flavor. Or one thing I like to do is I will puree the pea pods and just do them up that way. I'm going to set that over to I'm going to set this over to somewhere. I have a big 2-quart thing of peas already done up in the refrigerator. Now, for freezing, I just take a bunch of little bags and I make them like this. So they're just little pockets. Now, why do I do mine like this? Because for me, I can simply take one meal for one person, and I can kind of stuff those in there. You can weigh it out if you really want to be exact, but personally, I just kind of look at it and go, that's about enough for one meal that I will eat. Obviously, if there's 2 people, then I will pull out 2 packages. And here are some peas that I've already done. So this here would be 2 people. Or maybe if I was doing something bigger that I needed more peas for a recipe, then I can pull out 2 packages. But I have the option. That way, I'm not having to pull out a bunch of peas that are frozen and then have to put some back, just because they'll get more freezer burned the more times you expose them. So, with that, I just pull out my handy dandy little Food Saver, there are other brands that do this. They're not a sponsor. They could be if they wanted to, but and hit the vacuum and then it will seal. Kind of fun. Now, while you're doing this, you could also be taking these pods apart to kind of have something to do while it's running. Then I just take a marker, take a side here, slap a date on it, and it's ready for the freezer to be pulled out for a later meal. Now, peas only last about 5-10 days in your refrigerator when they're fresh off the vine. So, you know, if you got a whole bunch of them, obviously you're going to need to freeze them. But peas, and these are snap peas, but most all peas, especially for some of the lower climate zones, you know, like a 6 or a 7, you can easily grow them all year long. The biggest thing that the peas will require is to I'm going to make you wait. The biggest thing that you need to keep in mind is that during the peak of the summer hours, when it gets into the really hot temperatures, your pea plants are going to need a lot of water. And you're also, when you plant them, if you want to get them to grow all year, because you can, once it starts to cool down, because they'll slow down production during the summertime. As long as they're wet and all that, you know, they'll be happy and keep producing, albeit slowly. But once it starts to cool down, then you can ramp up production again because they will start to flower more. And you will get some nice little harvest into the later fall months. So you can really get a whole bunch of harvest off of just a couple of pea plants. Peas, nummy, 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 nummy. You can also take some of your peas, and these are drying right now. They're getting a little toasty. They're just drying up because these are going to be the seeds for next year. So that'll be good. So I'll have plenty of seeds for next year. Before the year's end, I'll have more seeds collected that I'll be drying, and I'll have plenty of seeds to do that. So peas, nummy, 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 nummy. Ah, you found me. Yes, I am basking at my table under the pergola. The last segment there, the last couple of minutes where I was summarizing food storage, freezing for snap peas, or pretty much any type of pea for that matter, I discovered that the lavalier microphone, when I was doing the editing, the battery had died. And well, actually I noticed it when I took the microphone off after I was done shooting. I realized that it was already off. And at some point there, it shut off. But it only cut off like the last little minute. I was right at the point where I was going to be saying toodaloo, see you later, sayonara, and so here I am. Tropical punch Kool-Aid. This is just some delicious little beverage to bask in the 104-degree heat. Yeah, it's probably 102 degrees at the table. As you can see, there's a little sliver of light coming in right through this way right now. So it is probably still in the hundreds right here. But I figured, hey, I'm just gonna polish off the last of this and say goodbye and close out that segment. So I hope that there was some useful information in today's video about freezing your peas. Now, when you use the freezer bags, like I do, you can extend the freezer life of everything by months. So instead of, a few months where you might start to see some freezer burn, or, you can get 6, 12 months out of storing things, sometimes longer. It just all depends on how much liquid there is in the item that you're storing and all that. But you can greatly increase the shelf life in the freezer by using some freezer bags. So that's what I do with my peas, and I will be well stocked. I have 12 pea plants, so I will be well stocked with peas up until next spring, when I can begin growing them yet again outdoors. Oh, good stuff. Gotta stay hydrated. I'm gonna go inside and enjoy the cool and finish editing this video as soon as we're done here. But yeah, so I hope that there was some good information, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this one little tripod stand with the mount to hold the phone on to be able to use as my main camera focal point, it doesn't actually work very good in the kitchen. So, I mean, I spent a good hour placing it around in different locations to try to figure out how to best shoot that video. If I hold it up in certain areas and have it back, then I could totally get a way better shot. Or if I had more control over actually being able to focus, like say if I had an actual real professional camera with separate lens that you could really dial things in, it would be no problem. I could probably do it on a tripod with a regular camera. I'm going to have to figure out something else if I'm going to continue to use my phone for any type of thing, shots indoors. But same is true outdoors. I'll be able to get a lot better with an actual professional camera, but that'll all come down in the future. So for the moment, thanks for sticking around and checking it out. Things are going to get better, improve quality-wise, audio and video. So thanks for watching. Click that like, hit subscribe, leave a comment. I love y'all. I love y'all. And get out in your garden and enjoy. I know I'm enjoying mine. I'm Jeremy, and this is my garden.